Welcome back to the Time of Your Life. I'm your host, Ethel Rasmussen. This final segment offers education about the type of resources that are available to support older adults who are residing in long term care facilities. We are pleased to have Lynn McCamey, Program Manager of the Ombudsman Program at BCDA, on the show to share information about this important service. Lynn, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
The Ombudsman Program began as a demonstration program in the early 1970s under the authorization of the Older Americans Act. Can you share information about the origin of the program?
Sure, the program was started to ensure that those in nursing homes had a voice and to ensure that safety was going to be there as the regulations were still being formulated. As time went on, there were many amendments, and that included giving a voice to those not only in nursing homes, but assisted livings and in retirement communities that had nursing and assisted living portions. So it's very important to know that residents aren't alone, and this program helps to ensure safety and their voices being uplifted.
Lynn, residents of long term care facilities have rights. Can you provide examples of long term care facilities and share those rights with our viewing audience?
Sure. Examples of long term care facilities in Maryland would be your nursing homes, your assisted livings, and your continuing care retirement communities that had the nursing or assisted portion on site. Residents do have rights, just as they would if they lived out in the community. And those rights include being able to have visitors, making sure that they can choose who their doctors are, learning about their care, and being a very hands on portion with picking how their care is going to be provided. Other rights are things that you and I might take for granted, like utilizing the telephone, opening your own mail, making sure that you are a part of the decision making, and believe it or not, choosing if and when you want to take medication or you want to be a part of a daily hygiene schedule. Some residents I've learned are very comfortable with creating their own hygiene plan, and it doesn't always include a day to day as we may have thought. So helping to ensure that their voice is being heard and their rights are not being violated just because they need assistance is something that the Ombudsman's program is there to do.
The Ombudsman's program's role is defined as protecting the rights and well being of residents in long term care facilities. Can you share the type of support a certified ombudsman can offer?
Yes, we wear many, many different hats, and those hats at times allow us to be mediators, making sure that information is getting from the resident to the appropriate venues. We serve as communicators, helping to get the resident's voice to the appropriate settings as well. We often help residents when they need to apply for mediation and a hearing if a discharge notice has been issued. We also help them navigate a care plan or a resident meeting. We also provide education, and we do that by helping resident councils and family councils be aware of how to engage, what their rights are, and how to hold the facilities accountable if there are questions on the table. The last thing that we do is we kind of broker where the information should go. And if an outside stakeholder, like the regulatory body, the police, or maybe Medicaid or Medicare need additional information, we're there also to make sure that information is provided and worked on, not just thrown out there and kind of left by the wayside.
So, Lynn, ombudsmen step in to advocate on a range of issues. Can you share those issues and provide a few examples?
Sure, you're right. It is a range of issues. It may be medication errors or communication. It may be food. Someone might need a feeder and that feeder is not being present. It may be safety evaluations that are needed to ensure that therapy is being provided correctly. It could be missing items. It could be laundry. It could be your roommate, and sometimes it could be that they want to bring more programming or services into the building. It's not necessarily a negative, but they want to know how to enhance on the positives that have happened. We do spend a fair amount of time working on discharges, care plans, and resident meetings. It's all about helping ensure the continuity of care is being provided as it's scripted for the individual resident, not bulk piecemeal that sometimes we often see.
If you receive a complaint, is there a fee or would the information be shared?
I'm so glad that you asked that. Our program is a free and confidential program. We are able to respond to complaints and concerns mostly through our core business hours of Monday through Friday. 8:30 to 4:30. However, the program really is a 24/7, 365 program. When we aren't here, we do have a confidential voicemail that receives the person's phone calls early morning or late night, and only a certified ombudsman is returning the phone call of the individual, so they don't have to worry about who might be calling me back or has everyone heard my message, and that ombudsman will be ready to jump right into any levels of advocacy that's necessary.
Lynn, for those interested in learning more about the Ombudsman program or to file a complaint, who should they contact?
They should contact the program directly, and our main number is 410-887 4200, and our trained staff would be able to start the intake of gathering the important details of what's the issue, how to reach them, who are the main people that might need to be contacted or involved in that. And then the ombudsman, the certified ombudsman, would be able to process next steps for a on-site visit, a virtual visit, securing permission. We do everything with permission of the resident or the appropriate decision maker that might be aligned. And once we receive that permission, then we can talk about levels of advocacy that might be done with the Ombudsman's program, or if another stakeholder might have to be involved in making that happen. If there are some criminal aspects to this, then we would also be teaming with the police to ensure that the criminal pieces are being adjusted. And if there are any legal proceedings, then we might team with legal aid. The ombudsman would always still stay with the resident to ensure that the resident understands what's happening and their safety is being taken care of, while the other pieces of the crime or any other legal matters still might be sorted out.
Lynn, thank you for sharing such valuable information.
You are quite welcome. My pleasure. We love helping those that are in long-term care settings, and being free, we're probably a hidden gem.
Please save the date for the Power of Age Expo on October 27th, 2022 at the Maryland State Fairgrounds, celebrating Expo's 35th anniversary. Enjoy continuous live entertainment, special feature areas, free health screenings, up to 300 sponsors, exhibitors, and more. For sponsorship and exhibitor information, please call 410-887-2012. That's today's show. Thank you for spending your time with us. Please remember you can call the Department of Aging's information line called Maryland Access Point of Baltimore County, or MAP, at 410-887-2594 with questions pertaining to older adults and persons with disabilities. This show may also be viewed anytime on the internet at www.baltimorecountymd.gov/videos with open captioning. That brings us to the conclusion of this edition of The Time of Your Life, a National Mature Media Award winner, about the services and contemporary topics that keep you in the know. Until next time.